This video is to show how to deal with a broken Pedego battery sleeve for about $5. The battery of a Pedego is situated inside a plastic box-like sleeve on the baggage rack at the rear of the bike. The rider installs the battery by slipping it into the sleeve and it clicks into place. Of course, if you own a Pedego e-bike, I don't need to tell you this, but bear with me, there are some interesting details to come. When the battery sleeve breaks away from its support bars, you can hear it make a rattling noise louder than the usual rattle. And you can see it move up and down when you apply pressure underneath. 4 little pillars are molded into the plastic bottom of the sleeve, like in this picture. The 4 pillars rest on the bottom part of 2 U-shaped support bars suspended under the rack. Originally, 4 small bolts were screwed into pressed-in nuts molded into the pillars, but these had a tendency to break away as shown in this picture, especially with the heavier 15 amp-hour batteries. But the Pedego technical people changed the design. With the improved version, the sleeve is held in place with a nut and bolt through each pillar. But with my daughter's second-generation battery sleeve, after 2 years, the nuts pulled out completely through the bottom of the sleeve on the left side. But when that happens, you'll find pieces of the pillars breaking off like these small plastic bits. If you don't deal with the problem promptly, the multiple percussions caused by the loose battery bouncing up and down with each bump on the road can lead to disastrous failure of the frame, like shown on this photo. In the interval of 2015 and 2016, this happened to my City Commuter twice. That was with the old generation of frames. This composite picture shows the old and the new versions of the Pedego e-bike frames. The left picture illustrates the original model made before 2016, and the right one shows a more recent adaptation. The improved model has an extra aluminum tube between the axle and the top of the rack on each side, as highlighted in the red circle. I don't have any data to back this up, but I'm hypothesizing that this kind of damage only happens with the old model of frame. A new sleeve is very expensive. This one cost $150 Canadian, including taxes and shipping, but excluding installation. I reasoned that if I replace this one with a new sleeve, it'll just break again in a year or two, so I decided to use a completely different approach to securing the sleeve to the rack. In other words, thinking outside of the box. The idea is to immobilize the battery sleeve by filling the spaces below and above it with something solid but flexible and which could be applied without taking anything apart. The decision was to use plain old silicone caulk. This method ensures that the sleeve doesn't move and rattle, thereby greatly reducing the noise. As for the noise level when going over a bump, this is what it sounds like now. And my daughter is enchanted with the results. The only caveat is that if ever you need to remove the sleeve, for example to replace the lock or the electrical receptacle at the front of the sleeve, you'll have to remove the silicone. This may not be easy, but it can be done with a simple utility knife, and it would take only a small portion of the total time it takes to do the replacement job. I hope you found this video instructional. If you would like to see videos about electric bikes, bicycle campers, and bicycle travel, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already done so. And if you'd like more details about my bicycle campers, visit my website www.robertberrio.com. And while you're there, read about my books on sailing. Thank you for watching, and remember, never quit cycling.